the truth never hurts.
It's a good place to be in life, isn't it? A
Yeah,
lot of people can't handle the truth.
no, the truth. Hey, the truth don't hurt. It's when you're bullshit around. It's like this thing I'm reading on. You just can't help but pick it up, Eric. Not to change the subject. I hate even to talk about it, but Eric is saying now that I didn't wasn't instrumental in him getting his job. Well, I negotiated my deal. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Bill Watts on the podcast next week. I negotiated my deal to come back to WCW from WWE with Bill Watts. So how was Eric in charge?
I don't
Why
think
would
he
I
was
be
there.
negotiating? Why would I be negotiating with Bill Watts if Eric was in charge?
It's a good point.
I'm gonna
Good
have Bill
point.
on the show. I'm gonna have Bill on the show. And you know who reaches out to me all the time? Bill Shaw.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the stuff with Eric is just I go on and on. I mean, do you know one more story about Eric, and we'll let it go because it's not worth it. He's just so full of shit. Um, so he and a guy named God, one of the guy that promoted for WCW for years, Zane Breslov. You remember the name, right?
Yes, Zane
They,
Bearslov. Yeah.
they called me and they said, "Look, tickets for Halloween Havoc aren't going well." I said, "Why would they?" I put Hulk over in Orlando. I put him over in Des Moines, Iowa. What would possibly make you think that we would sell out Detroit if we had Mr. T and Tommy Hearns and Muhammad Ali? Who gives a shit? It's the third match. I'm not going to win the title in the cage. And they go, Eric goes, "Well, we put up your career." I go, "Okay." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But I need a guaranteed deal." God's honest truth.
Okay.
I made Bill Shaw bring me a guaranteed deal. I was supposed to be off for a year. So at least looked semi legitimate. I signed it before I went to the ring. I'll have Bill Shaw on the show. I
Right
did the
before you went
favor
to the ring.
before I went to the ring. I signed it. I'm admitting it. I held him up. I said, I'm not going to just retire. I didn't hold him up. I said,
Right.
I'm not going to retire, and I'm not going to trust Eric Bischoff. And who would, right?
Okay.
So guess what? Less than a month, they called me. We need you back at work. And I went down and got dressed up in the crowd and jumped in, and whatever that fucked up show was we did where Arn put over the Renegade in 13 seconds. I mean, it was just a debacle.
And this is after you negotiated a year off. You're
Yeah.
back in a month already.
Yeah, well, I didn't take him at his word,
Yeah.
but I would have retired with no contract, no future, nothing. But within a month, you know why? Because nobody else would wrestle Hulk.
Wow.
And let's just do another analogy. Let's say that I didn't go back to WCW. Okay,
Okay.
guess what? No Hulk Hogan, no Randy Savage, no Piper. What if I didn't go back and say? Let's just say that Eric got Hulk to come, found another way to get to him, introduced him, and all that. Right? Who was going to put Hulk over? Sting, Vader, Rick Rude?
You're the man.
No, I changed the course on the history of the business.
Right.
I mean, I just did. Who was going to put him over? He only wanted to work with me because he trusted me. He didn't want to work with. He didn't want to work with Leon. He didn't want to work with. He didn't want to work with Rick. He didn't want to work. And why would Sting put him over? I mean, it made no sense.
You're the
So
logical choice and the biggest choice.
yeah,
And
but
the
I mean,
best choice.
but think about it. What if I didn't go back?
Who does the job? Nobody.
How does he even get Hulk there? Hulk kept walking into a hostile environment. He didn't have to. He didn't need the money. So I just leave it. I mean, let people put the pieces together and think about it. I held him up, man, at the door. I said, "I don't trust you, Eric. Bill, I trust you, but only in writing." True story.
Incredible.
Yeah, I can
Incredible
have.
to think about what would have happened.
I don't know. I doubt very seriously that it would have ever landed Hulk Hogan because there was no one there he wanted to work with, and there
And
would be no reason for Sting to put him over. much less,
Uh,
much less 3 times, much less Savage 3 or 4 times. Nice. And then I just that's it all just started because you watched Eric make an example. And when he goes, my team, who the fuck was your team? Jane Engel? what team did you have? Team Bischoff. Who are they? Can you just name some names? I'm at least giving names of people that I know. Yeah, Bill Shaw, Jack Petrie, that I met them all. Ted. He's talked about me and Eric not, and I'm not even mad at Eric anymore. But it's important that people know the real story. And until the story is really straightened out, and if I got to have Bill Watts come on the show or Bill Shaw, I will. And I did not make my deal with Eric to come back. I made it with Bill Watts, and he got in trouble over a comment he made about Hank Aaron. I can't remember what it was, and he was gone when I landed there. And Ole Anderson was the boss, and Ole said to me, "What good are you to me after you just did a job on national TV for Kurt Hennig last night, or whatever it was?" And I said, "I'll tell you how I feel about that comment." And I walked next door to Bob Dew, and I said, "Bob, it's me or Ole. Make up your mind. I can fly back to New York tomorrow. I did not leave on bad terms."
and he said,
Goodbye, Ole. That's why Ole and I don't get along. He's never gotten over it. I could give a shit. It's the truth.
it was me or Ole.
Yep.
Well, they made their bed, and it was a good bed.
Huh?
I think they did right.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, it didn't matter whether I did a job on national TV or not. I did it on national TV.
Right.
Yeah, and it got a rating. Guess what? WCW was so far gone. He was running WCW the way Vern was running the AWA in the 70s. I mean, really, what good? What I mean, and this had nothing to do with me. What good did it do to have Mick Foley living underground?
Nothing.
That wasn't my call. You know that, right?
Yeah.
What I don't. What was that angle called again?
Where he's living underground?
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember either. But I mean, why would they have him live? I can't remember what it was, but good lord,
That's where he's in a cave, living in a cave.
I I don't know.
A plane crash and everything and getting struck by lightning was child's play compared to dealing with Eric Bischoff.
Absolutely, good lord. Hey
uh,
Eric, why am I putting over Conan tonight? Because I told you to. Okay, that's the way it ran. So why do you have me? Why do you want putting over Conan? Because I told you to. Now leave me alone. Got shit to do.
I thought it was an interesting point of the lawsuit and immediately turning it into on air storyline as well. It almost, and I'm sure you can attest to it. It almost seemed watching the documentary that it was another situation in your life where, hey, we've had a major situation happen, and I ain't even got time to process it. I have to keep moving on and figure out how to get it on, and now we're doing it as a storyline, so the lines are blurred there, real and storyline. What was your thoughts on that? It seemed, I don't know, just your thoughts on seeing that. Maybe just.
No, it was real, and I
Were you
mean,
good with them making it an on-air storyline?
I didn't have a choice. I was going to come back or I was going to sit home. So you know what the deal was? They sent me a check each week for a year.
Right.
The minute I cashed a check, I admit that I'm working for them.
Right.
So I sat home for a year. I had the gold gyms. I had money to live off, but I had kids in private school. Mia was in college. I mean, it affected me hard. Well, look, say that you tomorrow you just go home for a year without any money. What are you gonna do?
We're gonna struggle.
Huh?
We're gonna
Yeah, I
struggle
mean,
and figure out how to survive.
you think that was fun?
No.
So I didn't have a choice. You think I actually like putting him over? Have you seen him work? Do you actually think I enjoyed that?
Did you ever? Did you? I know you wanted
No, do
to.
you actually think I enjoyed working with him and Russo?
I do not.
Thank you.
I definitely do not.
Could either one of them work?
No.
Thank you. So you can imagine how it was for me. We didn't have a 5-star match, by the way. The only thing we did right in that match is I cut myself again. Thank God. I could still get myself to do that.
Uh,
And
but look,
Russo. God, I don't even know what to say about Russo.
what, come on.
I no, because I feel like I'm down. I'm not even mad at anybody anymore. But these things when you put these documentaries together, you're gonna see it, hear it. Some of it you're gonna like. Some of it I liked everything in it, but
Yeah.
it brings back memories, and when one memory leads to another, and there's so much more that nobody even knows. Let's look at the documentary and what if Rick didn't do this? What if Rick didn't come back? What if Rick didn't get Hulk? And what if Hulk came anyway? Who was Hulk going to wrestle? If Rick didn't go get Randy and Randy came, who was Randy going to wrestle?
A
I
lot
mean,
of what ifs there.
a lot of what ifs, yeah. But guess whose name's right there in the middle of all of it? Mine. It's just crazy. What if? Let's do another documentary. You could write that one.